All right, we're back with another mock draft. Let me share my screen. Boom. There we go. So we're going to be doing another, hide this, another mock draft against some Endgame peeps. This is another PPR, 12-team PPR. Well, you can see right there. 12-team PPR. Minute per pick. Should be fun. I'm picking 10th. If you wonder how I pick my spots, I literally I just go online. Make sure my dog's not doing nothing he's not supposed to. I just go online. I go to a random number generator. I just put in a number between 1 and 12 and let it generate a number. It generated 10, so here we go. I'll be picking 10th, which not my favorite spot to draft from, that's for sure. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky and Zeke will still be there. We'll be firing this up about 5 minutes. Rush Prime, thank you. Appreciate it. Glad you found us. And hope you stick with us all the way to till the season because it really gets good then. Cody, yes, redraft. 12-team PPR, redraft. Bronson, yep. Live streaming the mock. Glad you're with us.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Nick?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's been a long, stressful day, and this is a great way to end it.
Well, what was so stressful? What could be stressful? You got Zeke, you got Cooper, you got Dak. You guys are good now.
Well, I'm not talking about the Cowboys. I'm just talking about, projects, exams, everything crunched right before spring break. So,
yeah, it always gets like that before spring break. When does your spring break start?
next week.
All right, so yeah, this week will suck, but then next week it's like,
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled with Zeke coming, or not Zeke, excuse me, Dak re-signing.
yeah, that wasn't a surprise. I mean, I guess I am a little surprised that they got a deal done right now, like this soon. I thought it might take a while, but yeah, that's good. I definitely didn't think there was like a 1% chance he wasn't going to be a Cowboy. Bronson, appreciate the subscriber. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was like, felt very good that Dak was going to be a Cowboy.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm not too surprised they got a deal done. Do I think he's worth 40 million? Probably not. But you know what? At this point, I just wanted him to be here long term.
I don't know. I mean, you got to pay the quarterbacks.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, because they offered him last year, they offered him 175 over 5 years, which is 35 a year, and they said no. So I don't think I don't think they could have signed him for any less, really.
Yeah, I think the thing that was big for him was he gets 126 million guaranteed, which is huge.
Oh yeah.
And he has a no trade clause.
Yep.
So that was a good deal for Dak for sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure. What's up, Bill? I see you're on the live stream. You're going to jump on or you're just going to draft with us? I think Pierre said he's hopping on in like 5 minutes.
Cool.
So it looks
You know,
like, let's see. Well, I could do this last time. There it is. Okay. Wow, looks like everybody's on, but Braun again. Braun about to auto draft 8 running backs again from the 2 spot.
yeah, he probably just filled up his queue with every single running back.
Yeah.
That's my guess, at least. I don't think I mean, I know the computer can be really stupid, but I don't think it's that stupid.
Yeah, that's a good point. He probably did, right? He probably had like a bunch of running backs in his queue and it just kept drafting them. Because that's one thing. Well, there's a couple things I don't like about Sleeper. I don't like that they haven't updated this. Like, update your ADP already. Like these guys like Deontay Johnson and stuff should be buried. Oh, hey, it's all right, buddy. It's just me.
And so we had to chop it.
And then I don't like when you add guys to your queue. Like if you go in and you say, okay, I'm going to add some quarterbacks, and then you just go add some running backs.
Today, 100% proud of.
I'm gonna.
It's not the last year we're gonna see me.
If you add like some quarterbacks to your queue, what happened? If you add some quarterbacks to your queue and then you add some running backs to your queue and then some wide receivers, it's in that order. It's like all the quarterbacks and all. It's not like in the order by ranking or ADP. It's just like in that order you added them. So you have to like literally go like, okay, I want this running back, then this receiver, then this running. It's annoying.
I mean, you can switch around the order pretty easily, right?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that's what I do. Because you can just drag the. I mean, you can once you add them, you can just drag the names up and down. At least that's what it lets me do.
I mean, yeah, that's still time consuming. I would like
True.
it to just.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, I'd rather than just automatically do the ADP for you.
Yeah. Why can't it just sort my queue by the ADP? All right, let's see.
Freak out. It's taking. I don't have another role. He's screwed. Don't look out, Chefs. You're running out of time.
Bill,
So,
we're
Chris-
hearing your radio or something.
Can you hear me?
My name is Rob. Roy.
Yeah, you got like a radio in the background. Neil, I see you asked if you could join. Sorry, buddy. This one's fun. Neil, we're doing one on Thursday as well. Let me get you I'll just give you the actual link to that one. And that one should be fun because we're going to try a 3rd round reversal, which I've never done before. So so I just posted in the guy, those of you watching on YouTube, I just posted the link to Thursday's draft in the chat. I think there's like 4 or 5 spots still available. So, all right, good. Braun says no auto draft for me this time. That's good. So it looks like we're just missing Packers, Bill coming in and out. I'll give him like a few more minutes. I mean, Bill we know is here. I don't know about did Addy Sweet, he didn't auto draft last time, did he? You remember?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. Once again, guys, this is just a 12-team redraft. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Pretty standard. 1 tight end. Pretty standard draft. Hey, Rush, I see you're on there. Appreciate it. You can't join this draft because, as you can see, it's full. But I posted a link in the chat right above your comment. You can join that one. That's going to be on Thursday at the same time. So this time on Thursday, still have like 4 spots open on that one. So click that link and you can join that one. See if Packers is here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Especially since the first 5 are on.
Yeah.
It's gonna come up to his pick quick. Same with Bill.
I mean, he was on the call briefly, but I don't know, maybe he's having connection issues or something.
Yeah, maybe. Neil, it starts the same time. So I don't know what, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. where I'm at. Same time on Thursday. We do it every Tuesday, Thursday at this time.
Wait, where are you from, Chris?
I'm in California, Southern California.
What part?
Orange County.
Oh, shoot. No way. That's where my, I'm not from there, but that's where like most of my family's from.
Nice. Yeah, born and raised here. So you come out here often then?
I mean, under normal circumstances, usually
Yeah.
maybe a couple times a year. Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
might be going there.
All right, here comes Bill.
I might be going out there to see family in like October or something for a wedding, but we'll see what the COVID situation is at the time.
Yeah, hopefully by October it's a lot better than this. Let me know if you do. Maybe we can hook up for lunch or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Wait, what city do you live in?
It's called Costa Mesa. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful area.
Actually, October football should be playing. Maybe we can, if you're here on a Sunday, we can go somewhere if things are open again.
Yeah.
Go somewhere and watch some football. Bill,
That'd
are
be
you
awesome.
on? Are you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to start the draft. There's Pierre jumping on. Okay. All right, I'm starting the draft. Let's go. All right, he had CMC queued up. That was like an instant. As soon as I hit begin draft, it was CMC.
Chris, I just did a draft
Yeah.
about an hour ago. I had the 11 pick.
Who'd you take?
All right, I want you guys to, I think I'm going to have a whole series on this. At the end of every redraft, 10, 11, or 12, you can go the Chiefs route. I got Tyreek, Kelsey, Clyde, and Mahomes is my
Wow,
first.
you got all four of them. Wow.
And you would think like that's funny, and like you have 3 top #1 players at their position though.
Except maybe Clyde. We'll see.
Yeah, just 3 of the other ones though.
No, yeah, for sure. The other
Yeah.
ones. For sure. Like
And I don't
you have the top tight end, probably the
possibly the top. Yeah.
and a top 2 or 3 wide receiver. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And if I lose whatever week they're on bye week, I lose it.
Yeah, that's okay because by then you're like 6-0, so it doesn't matter.
I can't. And is this happening a lot, by the way? We did it last time together. This is happening a lot. If you can get Tyreek and Kelsey.
Did you do that intentionally or did you just happen to fall
Intentionally.
Okay.
I wanted to see if that was going to happen, and it did. And it's happened a few times now where I've had 3 out of the 4 guys, 4 out of the 4 guys. I don't think it's a viable, something I probably wouldn't do in a money league, but
I mean, why not though? Why not?
It works. It works.
yeah, you're right.
Because Kelsey, like, we know Tyreek Hill is going to be like right there around the turn, and we know Kelsey's probably going to go right there around the turn, if not the first round. So,
Yeah,
it's not like you're reaching for these guys.
no.
All right. Well, at least Packers auto drafted a Packer, so that's good. All right, Bill, you're up.
Yep. Let's see. I'm going to try something different. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I have to take him. I don't want to, but I have to take him at that spot. That's been late actually in most of my other drafts.
It's true. I don't know if you saw the poll we did yesterday where we asked
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor. Last time I looked, Jonathan Taylor was winning that poll.
Yeah, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. The hype is real. Pierre, are you actually here? Like, are you on? Or are you just?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All
Just
right.
jumped in.
Cool. All right. Nice.
Pierre,
What's up, Bill?
Hey,
what's up,
Pierre.
buddy?
Hey, Nicholas.
What's up?
The gang's all here. We're good, right? It's Tuesday night. We're drafting. What can
Yeah,
get better?
life is good. Tuesday night drafting. I think we only have one auto drafter right now. which
That's
is
good.
really good.
Good video today, guys. I saw the end of the first round drafting video today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I wish-
kind of
I
trying
wish-
it again.
Yeah, I wish
I picked the last spot here.
if you can get Stephon Diggs late third round, I want to play in that league.
Yeah, that was crazy. He almost landed to me there. That's not going to happen. He's a second rounder for sure. Well, I'm going to have, unless, boy, I'm going to have, this is why I hate the 10. I hate
Who's
the 10.
picking right now?
Addie's Sweet Angel, but I don't know if he's
On
online.
auto draft.
Might be an auto draft. I think Packers and him are auto draft right now.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll get on here.
Yeah, I don't like the end here, but I'm trying to mix it up. Can't pick the same spots, right, since we're doing these twice a week. So I'm going to force myself to go with the last spot again and see if I change up the strategy.
Oh, man. Now I'm going to probably get everybody's probably going to tell me I should draft Nick Chubb here.
You have to, right?
No, I'm going to go Kelsey.
I love it.
Ah.
Oh, I love this guy.
Killing me.
Well, thank you.
I want this guy in my league. I love this guy.
Because he knew I was going to take him if he didn't. So,
You know what?
All right,
I can
well,
have
you
the
know.
number one. I can have the number 1 tight end, or I can have like the number 10 running back. What is Nick Chubb? Number 8 running back.
Good job, Nick. What value you just got?
Yeah, I'm glad that it's Chris that's picking in front of me and it's not Pierre, because I figured Chris would be less likely to take a running back.
Yeah,
Man,
you'll
you
get
guys
all
are
the
killing me.
you'll get all the
That is
running
true.
backs next to Chris. You'll get all the running backs, baby.
You know what? I'm just going
That's
to
for
draft
sure.
all running backs from here on out. That's it. I'm taking nothing but running backs from here till the end of the draft.
Pierre, at this spot, I just want to, I've seen a lot of drafts that I've been in recently in the last month, double rookies here.
I mean, it's too early for that. I mean, that might change after the NFL draft.
No,
but yeah,
I'm sorry. No. I meant second year guys. I'm sorry.
Last year, like Akers and Swift.
Yeah.
I thought about it. We've been talking, and we had this back and forth talking about breakouts for next year, and
Yeah.
I'm all on Swift, and Chris not so much. But I thought about it honestly. I
just drafted a better running back than Chubb, anyways, and I got the number 1 tight end. So take that.
Yeah, I've been having real online disagreements. I am not an Eckler believer, and that's the earliest I've seen Mixon go the entire preseason now. Terrible.
Well, I was auto.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Why-
that's
why
all.
don't-
that's
okay,
early for
I don't
Mixon.
understand. Why don't you like Eckler?
All right, the injury bothers me. New coach. I don't know if Herbert's going to duplicate, and I just think they aren't going to utilize him as an in-between the tackles guy. He's going to have more yardage receiving than rushing. I don't know about touchdown upside.
That's okay.
He's a good mid 2 running back to me. I don't know if he's a number 1 yet. What do you guys think? Do you think he's a number 1 running back?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Maybe
I
a
hear what
low
you're
end
saying.
number 1.
He averaged 19 points per game last year in PPR, and he basically missed the same amount of games as Nick Chubb last year, and almost on the same time frame. So if you're scared of Eckler's injury, you got to be worried about Chubb's injury, unless you just think Chubb's more of a durable guy.
Kinda.
And the thing with Chubb
guess I
is
gotta
he's
do
still
this
got to
thing.
split with Kareem Hunt. Austin Eckler doesn't split like Justin Jackson, Joshua Kelly. Come on. Diggs,
Yeah.
that's solid. JT Diggs is a solid start. I'll give you.
Yeah, I had that before with you guys in the first one I ever did.
Yeah, it's a solid start. I don't know. I just
The
think
thing with
Eckler's
Eckler
way
is what we were talking about is I don't think they're going to bring in like a really high end competition for him. So that's where I see Chris's point, because they're,
Okay.
they're not going to sign somebody who's going to cost them free agency. He'll be a veteran, somebody who can back him up, but I think he'll still get most of the touches. But see, for me, I think what you're saying, Bill, is that maybe the ceiling isn't there of an RB1, and that's why I'd rather take Swift, because I feel like if they're going to utilize him the way they talk about in the passing game, he might wind up with as many catches as Eckler. So
I guess
that's why
you know what,
prefer Swift.
it's six one, half dozen of the other. If you want a safe play, yes, Eckler's very safe because of the receptions. I swing more, but he's your number one running back there. So I guess you have to, it's a good pick because it's safe. I'm just worried about Aaron Jones because I think he's a much better player than Eckler, but I don't know where he's going to be. Like you said earlier today, Pierre, I have no idea where this guy's going to be. If he ends up on your team, I'm going to be excited.
That's what we're hoping. I don't know if it's going to happen for sure, but I mean, he might even still wind up still staying in Green Bay. It sounds like they want him, but I think he's more interested in cashing in, and there's probably a team that's going to pay him up. So we'll
I think
see.
you're right.
But
I think Green Bay's anxious to get Dylan into the fold anyway. He's cheaper and he could be just as good as Jones.
mhm.
You think so?
Yeah, different type of player. I don't know if he'll be as good as. I mean, we saw he was good in the one game they actually featured him last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can do that at game to game basis. So, he's got that breakaway speed necessarily when he gets to the outside. He's more of an interior runner. But
That's
the
right.
thing is, Jones is a little more versatile. But
Okay.
I don't mind. I think I'd still rather have Eckler than Jones right now. But this is why I love that we're doing this every week because, a week from now, once free agency starts, we're going to see a lot of things change.
Oh yeah.
And just being in New York, I'm going to tell you now, Saquon Barkley will not be at 1-4 2 months from now, 3 months from now. When this guy is back and the reports are in and he is killing it in his rehab, he should be back up to number 1-3, maybe 1-2. That's what I'm thinking.
I think 1-3. I just don't think after last season. I think CMC, Dalvin Cook are the look.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Saquon Barkley is just as valuable as those two guys. I just think
He is.
the perception is going to be that Dalvin Cook and CMC are more valuable, but I do think you're right. He will be the 1-3.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I
That's
think
a
he's
good
poised
spot.
for an excellent year.
Yeah, he is. If they get Pitts in the draft, that's going to be wild.
Yeah, I don't know. What worries me is the offensive line. It's still, I know it got better last year, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's still not quite where it needs to be.
No, it isn't. I think that's the right value for J.K. Dobbins. I've been seeing him at 2-3, 2-5, and that's not where I like him. I like him right where he got picked.
Yeah.
But we just had
Yeah, I
Darren
like him
Waller over Kittle. That's interesting.
That happens a lot in my other drafts. I got to be honest with you.
That's the thing. You get these crazy injury, people get so worried about injuries, and it's like, dude, injuries are just a part of football. Everybody gets hurt. As long as the guy's going to be healthy by next season, you take that injury discount. Like take that George Kittle injury. Last year, George Kittle was what, like a early second rounder or something, right? So take that injury discount. Who's the biggest injury discount right now is Cortland Sutton, though.
Wow, I can't believe this guy fell to me. What a gift. Wow.
Yeah, definitely really.
Wow, if I get this in a money league, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, Ridley is usually my guy there in the third.
I can't see anyone. I don't know who drafted before me, but I've never seen Julio go yet before Calvin.
What? Julio? Wow. Okay.
Have you guys seen
Julio's usually
Julio?
a fourth rounder usually.
Yeah, Julio's definitely been. Julio's one of those guys this year that if he stays healthy, he's going to win people leagues.
I agree.
Because they're going to draft him in the 5th round because again, the injury discount, everybody's like, oh, he's done. It's over. And if he's healthy and he can stay on the field, he's going to win people leagues.
Yeah, we all know.
Not in the 3rd round, but more in like the 5th round, right?
Yeah, 5th round is where I'd see him go normally. You got people autoing now? Oh, man.
I think not really.
Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, my bad.
I don't know if Hutchinson autoed Najee Harris or not, though.
No, I think that's all right. 3 RBs. Wow.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if he auto drafted that last pick.
Yeah. 3 good RBs too.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see where Najee lands, right?
Yeah, that's true. I can't wait to have the discussion for the DeAndre Swift, Antonio Gibson, Cam Akers, and the JK. I can't wait to see where they finally get drafted come August. It's going to be fun.
Well,
Yeah, everyone's got to plant their flag, right? And one of those guys. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
and
gonna
I've seen
only be able to come away with one.
Yeah, I've seen Antonio at 2-2, and then I've seen him at 3-4, and I've seen DeAndre at 2 at 112, and then I've seen him at 3-2. So it's wild. I think you're right though, Pierre, about DeAndre. I think he has an opportunity to really blow up.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the biggest wild card. He's the one who probably will see like, the biggest range, just because we don't know what the Lions are going to look like next year. But they're going to change. It's not going to be Stafford airing it out anymore. They're going to try to be like a smash mouth team, and I don't know if it'll work, but I think Swift is going to be the focal point now. I almost would say that I think he'll get more touches. He might even be more valuable than Akers, but Akers is still my boy, so I have to take him higher. But I don't know. Akers is more. He's borderline first round pick. Probably going to be first round pick most places.
So Matt says the best looking teams are the ones who are running back heavy right now. They will get great wide receiver depth later on.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I hear that. I heard that all the time.
I heard, all the time people say that before draft season. Look at last year. Everybody thought you have to just take tons of running backs early. And if you did, unless you got lucky with Cook or Kamara or Henry, you pretty much, you just never know.
There's a whole article on drafting mid-round running backs and how people miss terribly. And, you pick one. All you need is to land one.
Yeah, I really believe RB2 is the easiest position to stream in fantasy football. Not in the early weeks. Like, it's tough in the early weeks.
It is.
Once those running backs start getting hurt and start falling by the wayside, you have weeks where you have like 4 or 5 random dudes could be your RB2. I'm not saying they have tons of upside. Like you're going to get, RB1, but they'll get you those 10 to 15 points. And if the rest of your team is stacked, right? If you are good at wide receiver and everything, that's all you really need. So Matt says Swift is overrated, is in the worst situation of them all. I kind of agree with him on that. Akers going off this year, Neil says. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Robert,
how do we feel about
7
Gibson?
of the first 30 picks were on my team last year. Robert, you must have had a great team last year. If you got 7 guys in the top 30, you have a really good team. You're pretty stacked.
I see what Hutchison's doing there. DJ Moore is barely a number 2 for me. In the middle of a 2, he's not a number 1, so he might have auto drafted there.
But see, that's the thing. People say like, "Oh, you can just wait on wide receiver." Okay,
Cannot.
but now you don't have any. You don't have an elite wide receiver now. You just have good wide receivers. So if your running backs aren't really good, your team just is average. You just have an average team.
Well, it's always back to this point. If it's a full PPR and you're starting 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs, I would never see Najee Harris as my flex. Maybe. I'd rather have a receiver in there at full PPR.
100%.
Yeah, and that's why you can't do that. You can't give up a Ridley there. You can't give up an Allen Robinson or a Keenan Allen there. You can't.
Yeah, totally agree. No, totally agree. I'm fine. Like, I like getting that one. Like, give me, one of the stud running backs, and then I'll just wait.
And
sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go, Nick.
Yeah, I used to always be, just to your point, I used to always be the Mr. 3RB guy. And then I realized how bad I was missing out on wide receivers. And while admittedly, I'm still a little bit running back heavy, I've learned to kind of weigh, what wide receivers are available, who to take. Because, like, for example, I took Hopkins in the second over Eckler just because I felt the value was too good.
Value is good.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree with you. Like, when you start getting down here and you get, like, these guys, sure, they could hit, but they also could just be okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full
the thing, when you have a trend where everybody's going running back, you feel like, well, I have to go too. I have to get my guy before everyone else does, and then you wind up, you have, like Joe Mixon as your RB1. And if he flops again, well, then you're kind of screwed. But you could also zig when everyone's zagging, and you build the best wide receiver core. You get the top tight end, and then you actually could be fine streaming running backs. forget, look at the guys we had the first 4 rounds here. James Robinson was a free agent, after and fantasy drafts. David Montgomery did nothing first half of the year before he was a league winner. So there's plenty of guys that you could mix and match, during the season. You don't have to win the draft with running backs.
Yeah, no, for sure. You don't. As long as you have that one guy you can just set and forget every week. Because look at last year, like there were stretches where, you had guys like Kareem Hunt, who people were drafted in like the 6th round, and he was like an every week RB1 for whatever, that whole stretch when Nick Chubb was out. And, there were games where even Devontae Booker, I remember Devontae Booker being like a must start.
Yeah. Championships are won on the waiver wire. Been doing this too long, man.
Oh yeah.
For
Absolutely.
sure. 100%. The way I always approach a draft is I want to come out of the draft with one area of like, okay, I have one area that I need to really improve on during the season. And you can and if it's my RB2, it's easy. I just work it and work it and work it. And hopefully I land on a guy who becomes, a starting running back, even if, he doesn't have the huge ceiling or whatever it is. But when you're like, my running backs aren't good, my wide receivers aren't good, I need a tight end, it's really hard.
I think in running back too, more than ever, the key is the rookies. Is number one, not overdrafting the guys like last year Edward Hilaire and overvaluing them because of where they land, and not overlooking those other guys. I don't just mean James Robinson because like nobody was on James Robinson, like nobody at all. But the later on guys who maybe later in the season, they'll be valuable, or like people who drafted Antonio Gibson like in the 7th, 8th round last year. So. Yeah. I think just valuing them properly. So I'm not too worried, even though I just took Travis Etienne. I'm not too worried about getting the top rookie running backs. I'm focusing more on which guys I'm going to take in the middle, later rounds, which right now doesn't mean anything because we don't know where they're going to play. But still, I think that's the most important thing. Not overhyping the top guys and not ignoring the next group.
Please give me this stack every draft I get.
I mean, I loved your draft until you took David Montgomery.
I know you hate him. I'm sorry, bro. I could have got 3 wide receivers.
I don't hate anybody except Tyreek Hill. The thing with David Montgomery, he's just so man. Like I know he had that incredible stretch last year, but that was like the stars, the universe, the moon, everything aligning absolutely perfect for David Montgomery. I just think he's
the schedule.
Yeah, just everything. I just think he's so average. He'll get you like his 10 to 13, 14 points, which is fine.
Which is all I need from this team.
I know, but I think you could get that later. You can get that later.
You're right. I could.
But I could be wrong. I've never, I have been wrong before. And if he is like the David Montgomery of last year, then you're gonna be great.
I always swing. I always try to swing with those guys, but I was like, these other wide receivers, my wide receiver 3, I can definitely grab in the 7th or 8th, who is just as good as any of these guys I'm gonna have here. So, and we're starting 2 wide receivers. So,
yeah, I don't mind Montgomery there. I like him because he's still the guy, right? They're not going to probably bring in too much competition for him either. My only thing is I like Carson better. I think Carson's still going to be a feature back wherever he goes.
If he's on the team,
definitely prefer Carson. But like, what is the difference between like David Montgomery and Ronald Jones prior to the last 6 games of last year? What's the difference between like Ronald Jones and David Montgomery or any other 2-down grinder in the NFL? And you know what I mean? Like any other guy who's like an early down, 2-down guy, doesn't catch a lot of passes type of guy.
Yeah.
Like Melvin Gordon. Like what's the difference between David Montgomery and Melvin Gordon?
Not much.
Yeah.
Younger. He's a better player now because he's younger, right?
Maybe. I don't. Maybe. I don't. Man.
Definitely a bigger ceiling than Gordon by far. There's no question.
Dang it. See, it's what happens when you talk so much. Now all my RB2s get snatched up before they get to me.
I mean, I was already planning on taking him if he was still there in the 6th.
Gordon and Jones.
Yeah. I mean, Ronald Jones is my favorite number 2. I'm just going to shoot for the fences here and take one of the rookies.
Oh, no, he's not going to do it. Don't do it, man. Don't take my guy.
Yeah, I think Ronald Jones to me, or even Melvin Gordon and like David Montgomery, they're just all interchangeable. So if I'll just take the one that's being drafted last.
All right.
But like I said, I
Yeah.
mean, if he does what he did at the end of last year, then obviously that's going to be a great pick, and that's it'll be like a league winner there.
Yeah, I love Javante, man. You took my guy.
Jaws says, latest I've seen Mahomes go in these live mocks. Yeah, this has not been a very QB heavy mock. This has definitely been. I think it's because we don't have as many computer picks.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. The
That's
We're
computer
not getting
loves
those QB auto drafts.
the computer loves taking Trevor Lawrence as the 5th quarterback off the board.
Yeah, the QB. It's like the computer drafts every draft like it's dynasty.
Yeah, I did a couple sleeper drafts on my own, and I just couldn't do it just because of how unrealistic it was getting.
Yeah. When
I
you
really hope
we're gonna do one. Pierre and I decide we're gonna do one next week where just him and I are gonna pick the entire 3rd round. No computer.
There you go.
That's smart.
Yeah, because it's too. Yeah, when you do have it with the computer, it's like too unrealistic.
Yeah, at this point, unless you're doing best ball, there is no ADP really, right? 'Cause nobody's drafting redraft now, so it's all just whacked, especially for the rookies, because nobody knows where to value them.
I know, but it'd be nice if Sleeper was like collecting all this
Ahead of the curve.
Because I mean, we're not the only ones doing mock drafts on Sleeper right now.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if they were collecting all this data and creating ADP with it. Hopefully, they will soon.
Yeah, so far, if you want like a relatively realistic computers, Fantasy Football Calculator has a pretty decent ADP.
Yeah.
The only thing though is they don't have rookies added in yet. That's the only downside.
Yeah, we used
really,
to use them. That used to kind of be our go-to source for ADP. But what was it, Chris? There's a reason we stopped using it. I think they had it. Sometimes the results were really skewed because the number of drafts that they got it from, and like you said, the rookie thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than anything else out there, pretty much. But
Yeah, it's
for
tough
all-
because you could have, if you're not if they're not doing a ton of drafts, like the site. I mean, if they're not doing a lot of mock drafts, all it takes is for one person to draft like Kenyon Drake number 1, right? Just to do something,
boy.
do something dumb, right? And all of a sudden his ADP is like 2 rounds higher than it should be.
Right.
So Matt says he thinks Kenny Golladay to the Ravens. Neil thinks Kenny Golladay to Green Bay. Where do you guys think Kenny Galladay's going?
Oh boy.
Good question.
Well, they're probably gonna have to trade him. I think they're franchising him and then try to swing a deal. So whoever
They didn't give him the
Probably-
tag, did they?
I thought they
Well-
couldn't make it work. I thought they were going to let him be a free agent.
Yeah, they didn't give him the tag here.
Which
I
don't
thought they were
understand.
talking about
really,
they
you
were going
can't-
to.
You can't figure it out, but
No, I think I saw that today that they said it was on an update here that they're not going to tag him.
yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw
Okay.
it.
Well, that changed because a couple of days ago I said that they were going to, but they, weren't thinking they were going to work out something long term. But they would see if they were going to move him. But
I think that
Yeah, I
was the
assume they were
original.
gonna
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to put a
Original
receiver in
secret.
Baltimore, but I don't know.
I mean, everybody
just wanna
wants a
keep
receiver
draws
to go
every
to
play.
Baltimore, but I don't understand why. I don't think it's the issue with the receivers. I think it's just the system and the quarterback. Look, Lamar Jackson's great at what he does, but he's not a guy you want dropping back 35 times a game.
No, you don't want Kenny Galladay for fantasy on the Ravens.
No, you don't
Do
want
not.
anybody,
Oh no.
any wide receiver going to the Ravens.
Hey, would it be funny if he went in the same division and went to the Packers? My goodness.
Now, Kenny Galladay to the Packers, that offense would be off the charts, right? You got Galladay on one side and Adams on the other. How do you even defend that?
Yeah.
What about the Raiders? They could.
Oh yeah,
They
just
could keep
let him
adding
come
at
to my
receiver
team.
since-
Let him come to my team. That'd be wonderful.
Why not?
That could work.
Juju might go there.
Yeah, that was Pierre. Pierre said
Yeah,
Juju.
that's what I was thinking.
I
I was
said
They
feeling
could
Kenny
have pulled
Galladay
Antonio Brown.
I said Galladay to the Raiders. Pierre said Juju to the Raiders.
Yeah, I think I listen.
Yeah, I
to
said
all
Juju
the
to the
Raiders
Raiders.
stuff.
So
I listen
we'll
to all the
see.
Raider stuff. I'm with these guys on a Discord and their own Discord, and it just Juju, because Gruden loves him.
Yep. I think Juju to the Raiders, but we'll see.
All I'm gonna pause the draft here because,
Okay.
well,
He got auto picked.
yeah, he didn't want.
There's Lawrence.
Yeah. Dirtbag, if you're watching, tell me who you want. I'll change it. I paused the draft so I can change it for you real quick. Just tell me who you want. Because I don't really want a draft where Trevor Lawrence goes in the 7th round. That's ridiculous. Lockett. Okay. All right. We'll give you Lockett. Hold on.
He was frustrating to have last year.
I will never. No, he's okay. You can't even like start him. And then but then if you bench him, you miss out on 50 points. Like, what do you?
Yeah, he either scored like 40 plus points or he got like less than 5. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's like no, thank you. And I had him the year before, and it was funny. I don't know if you remember this, Pierre. Probably not, because it was last off season. But we did like the awards, and we said like the never draft again guy. And I said Tyler Lockett. And then somehow I drafted Tyler Lockett again. But luckily, after that huge 50-point game, and this was when Nick Chubb was not playing and Kareem Hunt was the starter, I had Lockett and Hunt. And luckily, one of the guys in my league who had Kamara had like no wide receivers. And I was able to trade him Lockett and Hunt for Kamara. Thank goodness. And then the set after that 50-point game, Lockett did like nothing. And I had Kamara. I almost felt bad.
I'm almost a little too embarrassed to admit this, but last year I was offered a trade. I was offered DK Metcalf for Joe Mixon. Now, mind you, this was early in the year.
Wow.
Joe Mixon just came off of like a 40-point game. And Lockett was arguably still the guy in Seattle, and I rejected it. And then I regretted it ever since.
You think, well, I want that top running back instead of the receiver, right? It's like you got to. And Mixon, it's funny because Mixon, it's like there's no on the fence with him. Like, you hate him or you love him, right? And everyone after that one game against Jacksonville, they're like, see, he's back. That's it. Then like 2 weeks later, like he was hurt and that was it. So, and everyone who hated him was like, it's, screw, that was just one good game and, he's done on it. So, but I mean, I get why you did it. So don't feel too bad. It's just a running back thing. You have to have that guy, right? The guy at the running back position.
Like, we've all made terrible. I remember in our dynasty league. Well, first of all, in our dynasty league, I traded Pierre Alvin Kamara after his rookie season. I think for who did I trade him for? Was it Dalvin Cook? Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I don't even remember. That was a couple years ago.
Wow,
and then Dalvin Cook tore his ACL, and Alvin Kamara, of course, was beast. But worse during that season was I had Tyler Boyd on my team, and that was the year. That was the year where he like really started breaking out, and I didn't really believe. I was like, I don't think this is going to last. And I really needed an RB2 because I always need an RB2, and I traded him, I think, for like LaShawn McCoy that year or something. So we've all made really bad trades. Okay, I don't know how this QB is still here. I'm just going to take him.
Yeah, it didn't let him slip to me.
No, how is Kyler Murray still on the board?
Yeah, that's a mistake. That'll never happen.
I mean, it just did.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
and these are human. Like, we only have one guy auto drafting right now, so this isn't like computer doing crazy things.
Oh man, let's see.
I need that. All right. Tyler Boyd.
Forced myself to not take Debo there. I'm going to take him in every single actual draft, but just once I won't take him.
I like the value on Judy there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierre, please put this to bed for everyone. I'm tired of arguing over the last month about Miles Gaskin. Since you're the guy, you're the fan, you know the city, and that's your team, and you're roto baller guy. Please put it to bed. This guy is not a viable fantasy option. I'm tired of it. I'm done with Miles Gaskin.
I mean, he was a benefit of the situation, the opportunity, right? He's a guy that they didn't have another running back. It was a team that's still kind of building, not rebuilding, but still building, and he was the guy. So he got a ton of touches, and he did his best with it, but
Yeah.
he's not going to be the guy this year. I can tell you that.
Okay. Thank you. You're either going to draft somebody or trade or pick a free agent. Am I right?
Probably more free agent than draft.
Okay. Perfect.
Your dog does not agree. Your dog, he's like, Miles Gaskin is the guy.
Are there people arguing he is the guy? Because I thought the consensus
yeah.
was that he's. Wow. Okay.
Oh, you guys got to be in some of the drafts that I'm in. Miles Gaskin going in
Here's
the
the
fourth
thing.
round.
Fourth?
Fifth round.
Good God.
It's terrible.
Here's the
Absolutely
thing, not to change the subject, but if you look at the
Yeah, go
teams
ahead.
that have 3 running backs, like Dirtbags got Adam Thielen and Tyler Lockett as his wide receivers.
That's terrible.
Hutch has DJ Moore, Robert Woods, who I like, and Cortland Sutton. Like, that's okay. But
Decent. There's no home run
decent.
value.
But the problem is if these running backs, like if Miles Sanders isn't what we hope Miles Sanders is going to be, which wasn't last year, or J.K. Dobbins isn't what we hope he's going to be, then it's going to be really hard. Same with, if Gibson takes a step back, or if Najee Harris doesn't land in a great spot, right? It's your team's really handcuffed.
Look, I'll say this about Gaskin. It's kind of similar with a lot of other running backs, but what we're always trying to do is you have to look ahead, right? We're trying to predict what's going to happen next year, not look at what happened last year, right? So if you want to look at last year's stats and say, yeah, Miles Gaskin is a fantasy starter. Well, yeah, if you want to draft for last year's team, like do a retro draft, but what's going to happen in, the next season? He's not going to be the guy. And even if he's the starter, I know they're really going to commit to him, that kind of, workload. Not that there's anything wrong with him personally, but again, this is a team now that sniffed and should have made the playoffs. Okay. And so Tua, of course he's going to have his haters, but whatever, he's still going to be the guy. He's going to take a step forward. The defense is good. They're going to add receiver, hopefully. Well, they're going to add a receiver either way. I'm hoping they get, first round pick, but still. The offense is getting better. They're not going to need to hand it off to kind of protect Tua, you know what I mean? Or to try to just let the defense win the game. They're going to expand it on offense, and they're going to definitely sign somebody. I don't know if they'll get Aaron Jones. I hope they do. Or Chris Carson or somebody, but Gaskin's going to be the backup. And look, Ahmed even looked good a little bit, but he's limited. They don't like the way he plays, he, in pass protection. His hands are kind of still a work in progress. And he's just limited in what he does as a runner. So he's not going to be a threat either. He's going to be maybe the third string guy. So I agree with you, Bill. It's not Gaskin. Yeah. Anybody's draft him in the 5th round that's ridiculous.
And, we all have different philosophies and how we have roster construction, been doing it forever. Listen, I can find, like you said, Chris, I can find my RB2 on the waiver wire. I've done it for 20 years. It's that easy to do.
Yeah.
If you don't start swinging in PPR leagues for upside, you'll be in the middle of the pack. You make the playoffs. You'll never win the championship. I'll just say that. If that's what your goal is, if that's what your goal is in fantasy football, to make the playoffs, take your little amount of money, come in 3rd or 4th every year, fine. Okay, but you can't put roster structure together with guys who are just going to consistently get 12, 15 points a week. You have to have home run hitters on your team in fantasy football. If you don't, you're not going to do anything come playoff time. I've seen it too many times. Nobody wins with an average roster. Nobody.
I agree. No, I agree. And I always say drafting a lot of running backs early is a good way to draft to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But drafting those elite wide receivers is how you win championships.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you find like look at the past years, if you find like the Damian Williams,
Yeah.
or the Jalen Samuels, or even the James Robinsons last year. I know he missed week 16, and you put those guys on a team that already has elite stud wide receivers, in their flex. That team's
Yep.
unbeatable,
That's right.
unbeatable. So I'm not saying I'm not saying you have to do zero running back. I don't always
No,
do zero
you
running
don't.
back. But I don't think like going running back, and taking like the 20th running back off the board just to have another running back, like you said, it caps your upside. It does.
Yeah.
Unless
And
you
no
get
one
really
really
lucky,
means it.
you're really lucky,
Yeah.
and all three of those running backs hit. But how many running backs even hit on a season?
But how many do you start? How many times are you starting a running back in your flex in a full PPR over a receiver that is of equal talent? You're not. It just doesn't happen.
If you are, your team is either not very good, or you got really, really lucky in the draft and you just happen to hit on like 3 stud running backs, which is very rare.
I don't know many guys who start 3 running backs at all, even with a flex, unless you've made a trade to get a top tier running back. I
Yeah.
don't see it.
No, you're right. No, you're
And
totally
these
right.
guys, but these guys want to be safe. These are guys who play stocks who want to be safe and have something on their bench. You can't, I'll say it a million times, I'm so tired. You can't start your bench. So I don't care what's on my bench. I can get it off the waiver wire. That's it. Or I can trade. But these guys are safety players, and they don't want to trade, and they don't want to work hard during the season. And I got to be honest, those are lazy fantasy football players. That's it. They think the draft is all they have to do. This is not even half the game in what you do in fantasy football. It's not even half
That's
the
exactly
game.
it.
Yeah.
That's
so
exactly
tired
it. You
of
don't
this.
win your team with the draft.
You don't.
I will say, not to get us off this, but I love that Chase Edmonds pick. A little early, but
Yeah. No, I love
I'm
it
on
there
Chase
because
Edmonds
it's a
right
lottery ticket.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love this pick right here to get this guy right here. And I waited this long on tight end, and I never do, to take him right there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're not going to get that during the regular season
No.
or regular draft season.
I wish I could have this team in a real money league. If I get Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs on the same team, forget it.
Yeah, that's a great stack. I love that stack. I'm gonna go another rookie running back because you guys don't believe me, but I can only see like 8 players per position.
What?
Unless I search. My laptop is weird. It doesn't scroll, and I'm using my phone to look at the YouTube live.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you think about, see, I used to have the advantage because Pierre and I had done so many that we knew where all the guys were down low, so I could search for them. But now you guys are onto it too. So like the Tyler Boyds and the T Higgins and the Chase Claypools, they don't last to the 10th round anymore.
No,
Sleeper
no.
with you guys.
No.
You used to be like, oh, I'll just grab Chase Claypool in the 10th round. It'll be fine. I'll just type his name in and take him in the 10th. It doesn't work with you guys anymore.
Pierre, I think you guys could write an article. I'll send you some stuff like I was telling you about. The rubber meets the road for these guys in a 16-round draft, which is what you normally have, 14 to 16. Rubber meets the road from round 8 on, 7 and on. If you get that and you see who the real drafters are from round 7 and on, and that's where you're going to see who the players are.
Absolutely. And, when you get to the later rounds, especially like round 10 and on, realistically, most of those guys aren't even going to be starting for you ever. They're just going to be your bye week fill in, or you drop them eventually because someone better comes along. So the chance of hitting on somebody who's going to be, even a starter, much less a league winner, is less. But yeah, it's not wasting those picks, right? It's not, getting the veteran running back who's going to do nothing for you. Or waiting, you say, oh, I get my starting tight ends in round 9 when I didn't have to get the same kind of guy 3 rounds earlier. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right.
I love that we're starting to have such good chats and debates on here. That's good. That's what it's all about. That's why I don't understand when people are like, you say something about a fantasy football player, like Austin Eckler or David Montgomery, whoever, and people are like, you're wrong. It's like, we're wrong. Everybody's wrong all the time. That's what makes fantasy football great. If nobody was ever wrong, this game would be boring. We'd all just make the right picks. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be wrong, and it's okay to like disagree, but no
Well, I
one
think-
no one knows, right? No one knows if they're right or wrong until the season's over, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you know you're getting like Bill was saying, when you have the right type of players in your league, or in our case the community, like Endgame communities, is when you're talking not about a player but about a draft slot or a position or a strategy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
This guy's going to do this, that's going to do that. I mean, whatever. You don't know if Will Fuller's going to play or not play, or get injured, not injured, but is he a good value at that round? What's the difference between taking him and and Tyler Boyd? That's
Love this
when you
guy.
can tell a difference. The people who think about the strategy more so than just the player, what they have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion on the player. Everyone has an opinion on everything. But that's doesn't make you a good fantasy player.
So Pierre and Chris, I'm working with my math guy and the algorithm on what each of these
Mhm.
slots are, and it changes every year. So I will give you guys what I have, because this is the way you need to draft. What value is at each, not on players, but what the slot value is in a snake
All
draft.
right.
And but there, I have a certain way of doing it every year. I'll give you guys the algorithm, and Nick, I'll send it to you, because all the projections are done in there for these guys. Certain guys can hit these particular draft slot values, and certain guys cannot. So you're drafting the slots more so than the player, and players who can fit into these slots. And that's what you're doing.
That's
You guys know-
perfect.
definitely.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm
interesting,
talking
and
about.
Definitely, an interest. I would love to see that.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
it's
send it to you.
massive.
I'm tweaking the algorithm with my friend. He's a math guy. And we do it every year. And I'm going to, I'll send it to you guys. Use it for whatever you want. I'm going to write it up. I'll have my tiers of guys who can fit into these slots. And that's what it is. These are stock values at each spot. And there's a certain number of points that you can work on in each spot that some guys are capable of and some guys are not. Now, will it look similar to this draft? Kind of, but you can find the hidden gems this way. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Well, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'll send
Yeah,
it to
for
you
sure.
guys. It's going to take me a couple more weeks to get this perfected. I got to get the rookies involved. That's why I gotta take a baseline of what they would normally get. I don't know landing spots, so it's very difficult.
Yeah, no problem.
It's still pretty early for projected values, but I'm a baseball guy too, and I actually just did a pod on that value-based drafting with a guy who's super. I don't know if you've seen it with Nick Gott, not Burt Reynolds, and
I know those guys.
Yeah, I mean, and we did the whole thing talking about the tier cliffs and value cliffs, and what you should get. It's all about return on investment, right? People in baseball world, that's all they talk and think about is values, right? Every player, every slot has a dollar value. People don't think that way in football, really. It's like, oh, this guy is got good hands. You have to think a little bit more systematically about it. So I love transitioning, taking that and putting it to football. One thing I really want to work on, I'm going to try to do this preseason. I shouldn't say this on air because now that means I'm going to have to be like committed to it. But I'm going to try to make my own player projections. I'm working on it because I take the baseball version. I'm putting it for football, which is simpler because there's a lot less stats. But I'm going to try to make my own projections for the players and then see how
man. I'm way on that with you, brother. Whatever I can do to help you there. Stay on the call afterwards. I got a big question about baseball, Pierre. I don't want to do it during this particular YouTube, but I want to ask you a very important question about I'm having an issue in my league. But if you could stay on, it'd be very helpful to me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, man.
You play baseball too, Bill?
Yeah, I won the league the last 5 years in a row. Baseball,
Nice.
you have to have much more skill to do fantasy baseball than football. It's not even a question.
No, for sure. Like you don't have guys blowing out their knees every week in baseball. I know there are injuries in baseball, but not like in football. It's like,
did I time out? Oh no, I got him. I got who I wanted. Good. I like this guy. I know you like him too.
yeah, I was gonna take him, but now I'm gonna take this guy instead. Then did he already get drafted? Did I miss it? Oh, I'm on the. There he is.
This is one of my best drafts.
Oh yeah.
I was actually thinking about trying out fantasy baseball this year.
You'll love it, man.
So
Once you do it, you're addicted, man. You're addicted.
Yeah, because like baseball and football for me are like the two big sports. For
No,
me.
Nick, you get into this, man. It's a grind. It's every day. You'll probably do weekly leagues, which is if you have to do daily. I've been in many daily leagues, man. You are looking at scores at 3 a.m, man. Pierre knows you're hitting those West Coast scores.
It's
Oh yeah.
On the clock.
yeah,
Am I on the
you need
clock?
the time, that's for sure. It's a commitment, but it's worth it.
But it is worth it, man. I love every second of it.
Am I on the clock right now?
No,
No,
Nick
I
is.
am.
Robbie Anderson in the 12th. Wow.
That's crazy.
Why not?
That's
I
crazy.
like Naeem. I like, you know what? I think I read something from some maybe on your site, guys. I like Naeem Himes if I draft Jonathan Taylor. I should have taken him.
Yeah, Pierre.
Well.
Pierre likes. I like him too.
I do like him, but I do like Michael Carter's upside. If he gets the right landing spot, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would have taken him over.
Yeah, I was
Gabriel
between
Davis,
Hines
but-
and Williams.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Everybody's like AJ Dillon, but nobody wants to draft Jamal Williams. Like if Aaron Jones leaves,
Yeah, they're going to
like,
split it.
AJ
They're going to
Dillon is
split.
not AJ Dillon is not a pass catcher.
No, they're going to split.
They're going to split, and guess what? The guy who's going to catch more passes is Jamal Williams, who's going to give him more value in PPR.
I agree.
AJ Brown,
Mhm.
I mean AJ Dillon, sure he's going to score touchdowns, but he's just going to be a between the tackles goal line guy. Jamal Williams is going to get plenty of work between the tackles. He gets work between the tackles even when Aaron Jones is there, and he'll get way more work in the passing game.
Yeah.
But
So
I also,
Dillon, 6th round pick, and Williams might not even get drafted in a lot of leagues. Last round pick, and just watch how many people get pissed when Williams outscores Dillon on the season.
right, I can't wait for all the tweets week one, like, why is Jamal Williams getting all these touches? What the heck? Like as if they haven't watched the Packers for the last 2 or 3 years. Like Jamal Williams gets lots of touches. Even when Aaron Jones is on the field, he still gets lots of touches.
Well, he was big for me last year because one of my teams, like, because I started off with 3 running backs and all 3 of them got hurt. So Jamal Williams saved me a little bit.
And that's the other thing. When Aaron Jones is hurt, Jamal Williams is like an RB1.
Yeah.
Like if Aaron Jones does leave in free agency and something happens to AJ Dillon, Jamal Williams is an instant running back 1.
Absolutely.
That's it.
There is no question in my mind.
So I'd rather just wait and take Jamal Williams. AJ Dillon, see, like the AJ Dillons, the David Montgomerys, they're just the guys I never draft because it's like, yeah, they're going to get the ball between tackles, they're going to get the goal line work, but they're not going to catch enough passes from me in PPR. So I do like Tariq Cohen as the last pick too. I think he's going to bounce back.
I hope they give Chase Edmonds an opportunity. I don't think he'll do a ton with it, but I think he'll do enough to be RB2-ish. To you know, if he gets the opportunity.
I agree. I actually talk about him tomorrow on our videos coming out tomorrow.
Awesome.
I'll talk about him.
Thanks, man. Hey, Pierre, is it over?
It's over. That was the draft. Thanks for drafting,
All right,
everybody. That was our best draft. Don't forget, I put the link in the comments for Thursday's draft. I think we still have a few spots. It's going to be also another PPR redraft, but we're doing a 3rd round reversal, which I've never done.
Okay.
So that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
that's going to be fun, man.
Same time.